Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me. That is your time. Let's go, baby. It's another beautiful day here. Friday, 10/15, 9/8. Today is my sister's birthday. God bless her. What a beautiful day to be alive. Shout out to the Virgos, baby. Shout out to the Virgos. All my Virgos out there, we love y'all. Let's put the lemon into the water. Stay hydrated. I got the white pocket square for such a beautiful day. Feeling lucky, feeling good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. I did my bicep pump today. I did upper focus. Feeling great. Say a prayer for my wife. She's a little under the weather today. Crypto wifer is not feeling amazing. So shout out to the wifer. We love you. We send you so much love and motivation your way, and that you recover as soon as humanly possible. God bless you, baby. We love you. All right. Moving forward. Let's get the music back up and running. I needed that. Whew. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's break down Bitcoin like we do every single day. Let's jump into the chat. Where is my chat at? Channel content. Let me take a look here. And I also got to send out the link to Twitter, which I didn't do yet, which I normally do already. And to the Discord. Live now, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Rebranding to not your mom. Wow. I guess so. Now talking about cryptos kill me right now. I will be live streaming at 11:30 Eastern today. I need this for my mental health. We'll post link soon. And you know who that's from? Big Ben, baby. Big Ben. Now, I thought you had to have a certain amount of hours to live stream. You know what I mean? But maybe all you have to have is 10,000 subscribers. I think it's 10,000 subscribers or 1,000 hours. And it's so cool that he could get that fast. Because, you know, when you just start up and you don't have a following, it takes you a long time. So God bless. This is really cool. A lot of people are going to want to tune into that and see what's going on. That's going to be interesting. So, and you can watch this. I didn't get a chance to look at that. We were like doing the weekly screen share and super busy till I fell asleep last night, but I will look at that. You know, just, you know, that's crypto news really at the end of the day. That's still crypto news. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 17,600 followers. Please follow me on Twitter. I would greatly appreciate it. Answer our fun tweets. All right. Answer our fun tweets. Who would you rather meet? Right? Who would you rather meet? All right. Richard Hart. And is it, is it HRT, right? Or is it like spelled really like Hart? And I should know by now, but I don't remember. I think it's the regular way, right? No, it's probably Hart. I don't know. Richard Hart, and I should know. I apologize. And I usually, I have a memory. I can usually see it in my head. Richard Hart, okay? CZ, right? Or Charles Hoskinson, right? If I can spell that now. Hoskinson. Is it Hoskinson? See, now I can't remember too. It's weird when you're on the spot. Would you rather meet Richard Hart, CZ, or Charles Hoskinson? All right. I would rather meet the lifer. Post that. Let me know. Let me know. I want to know what you would think. Put it down for me. Shout out to the 370 beautiful souls on the live. 151 likes. Let's get those likes up to the watchers as the show begins to move. Everyone has a different opinion on that. You know what I mean? That would be a hard one for me between CZ and Charles. You know what I mean? I met Charles already, so that's an easy one. I would meet CZ. But again, need not digress, right? Shout out to everybody here. Martin Short, dude was funny for a long time. He was in one of my favorite movies, which was, if you ever saw Captain Ron. Who here likes Captain Ron? That's another, you know. Was Captain Ron one of your favorite movies? Like me? Like, greatest of all time, man. Kurt Russell, bro. Like, was Captain Ron one of your favorite movies? Like me? Captain Ron. All right. Who here remembers Captain Ron? Bitty bitty Bitcoin, baby, to the upside, going to 25,900. We're going to break that down for you immediately, too. Don't worry. First thing we're going to look at is BOOKMAP for you. I got it loading on the top. It's been running since 7 in the morning. Shout out to everyone in the chat. How y'all doing? And shout out to everyone that jumped into our weekly screen share. Every single week, I do a weekly screen share. It runs between 2 and 3 hours. Amazing. 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 Love Captain Ron. Grew up watching that. And what about Bob? Me too, man. What about Bob, too? Yep, exactly. I'm sailing. Which, what about Bob said when they tied him to the mast? You know what I mean? Funny, they were sailing in both movies. One was obviously on Lake Winnipesaukee. One was out in the ocean in the Caribbean. But, you know, shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Crypto Space Cadet. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. Yo, Crypto Plumber, man, really good to kind of get to know you on the screen share last night. Everyone that jumped on in last night, so excited to be there with each and every one of you and have that human connection, that human touch. It was awesome, man. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Thank you for jumping on in and sharing your story. People aren't afraid to tell who they are with the lifers, man. People aren't afraid to expose themselves in their true vulnerabilities with the lifers. I thought it was unbelievable. You guys made me feel, I don't know, like life is worth living every single day, and there's just so much more to look forward to. God bless each and every one of you for being here. So Bitcoin does finally hit 25.9. We're going to break that down. That's that key resistance that we've had trouble with for the last like 5 or 6 days over and over again. When we look at BOOKMAP, still liquidity pretty tight. Nothing too big headed our way. At the end of the day, they still kind of want to drag us back down to 25,000 and 25,500 area. There's just more liquidity down there than there is to the upside. And if you just look at the globs, right? But at the end of the day, anything could happen. And there's a little bit there at 26.4, slight drag up. But for the most part, BOOKMAP does suggest that we go further to the downside. All right. All right. I freaked out for a second. I'm like, are they seeing the right screen? You never know. I'm always wondering if there's a technical difficulty. But thank God everything seems to be playing out so far. Sorry about the sound there. I got a fan blowing. Let me see if I can actually bring it down a touch. Sorry about that. 1 second. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Shall we come ahead to the upside? We haven't gone anywhere. You're still listening to the man, the myth. If you were actually not at your computer, you would never know that I didn't go all the way. Shout out to everybody here. Yeah, I can't do it. I just got to take the fan down for now. I'd rather be hot and just connect. You know what I mean? I'd rather be hot and be here. But it's not that hot anyway. It's 75. Okay, GFAL, baby. Had you taken the call? All right? And I just want to put this out there. But again, we went over this many, many times. We started buying it down here at 9/10 of a penny and less. We are in the money. And even down here, we first found it at 7/10 of a penny. If you remember, I started buying it June 16th. This was my first buy zone right around here, but we did start looking at it a little beforehand. I jumped in a little late on the Fibonacci retracement. We brought this up on my channel on the 16th of June. Now it seems to be kind of making its rounds. People are talking about it. It's getting, oh, did you hear? You know, but we were really on the beginning stages. Now, I wish I had gotten in at half a penny. Look at that. It was at 5/10. Wow, yeah. So we got in at on a little under a penny, like 9/10 of a penny. I mean, if this thing can go to 50 cents, 50x, it goes to $1, 100x. I will more than 100x because I got in a little bit below a penny. And the thing is, it can. The market cap could go to $1 billion. It's sitting at I mean, this thing has everything that I like about, you know, a crypto. It's emerging. It's coming out at the beginning stages before a bull run. Oh, right? Like you couldn't have gotten into it and crashed in the last market. It's new. So it's got the new buzz for it. And it's got Trevor Hawkins, or I keep saying the dude's name wrong, but the dude, Trip Hawkins, right? If I say it right now. And Trip Hawkins. And the dude is the EA Sports. I mean, I like investing in people, not just the currency or like, oh, some crazy idea. The people, who's behind the coin. To me, fundamental analysis is really finding out, because the person is the one who's going to persevere, right? Everyone looks at a project like you think it's an inanimate object. It's a human being. Like you're betting on a human every time, and their integrity, where they're going to rug pull, where they're going to stay, you know. So a guy that already has a reputation, I don't believe would rug pull. It wouldn't be a good idea. Anything could happen. I've seen people go down the tubes that have been successful before, right? So you can't, you know, open-mindedness at all times, but highly unlikely that Trip is going to sail his ship into basically into the ground, right? And he's going to sink his ship. It's highly more likely he's going to pump. He's going to create a product that's viable, that works, and he's going to know how to market it properly. So I'm watching this little flag here for GFAL. The bigger time frames say that we definitely have to come back down. So like I wouldn't look at this as like maybe the best time to build a bag, but there's a lot of eyes on it. It is retracing, and it's basically retesting an area here at 21. And the 1 hour is aggressively pointing to the upside with lack of bearish momentum. All right. 4 hours also coming down, and it's retesting, and it's touching near the 21-day moving average above strong resistance that was created. So there's a chance this does get a push to the upside, right? The daily just getting really into that overbought zone, but you know, we still didn't get a crazy bearish div yet. Tells me we can get one more push up on price action, and then the RSI won't go as high. So what you're looking for is, I remember the first time I projected divergence before it happened. I was like, oh my God, that's how I know I'm getting, but like, so price should pump up, right? We'll get this build up, but the RSI won't, because it's pretty high there, right? And stochastic, so it tells me that, yeah, maybe if you get one more pump, you know, and there you go, you just breached 23. 1 hour is coming up and curving a little bit. You know, that's why I have a mixed feeling of it. I'm personally not trading this, just so you know. I'm in it already and just looking for it to I'm looking for the daily to come back to this 21. You see? I'm playing the patient game. And when the daily comes back to the 21, I'm going to add to the bag, right? What's interesting is this is an Adam and Eve, right? Look at that. Boom. I missed that yesterday. There it is. It was an Adam and Eve double bottom, clear as day, right off of 130. I'm sure someone in the trading group seen it. Anyway, we were playing it off the bottom of this in the wedge anyway. Played out regardless, right? Remember, irregardless is not a word. Just say regardless. All All right. Talk about screen share. Such a great time last night. God bless you, Master Friend. Thank you for joining. Man, uplift with the gift, really, you know. I couldn't go to sleep last night for like a few hours because I was vibrating so hot. My body was vibrating at such a higher pace. No lie. Like, it was impossible to sleep after that. I was like, I just couldn't believe the feedback we got in the trading group was just, I'm speechless still to this. I'm speechless, completely speechless. Could LINA pump up to the 200 SMA after somewhat of a kind of a double bottom here? Nice rounded bottom. Very well could. You know, it's at a resistance. And there's a high volume node kind of waiting for it right there. It says it's likely that's its next area of resistance. Could definitely give it more of a pump there. So you look for like a retest on the 7 of 1137. You want to see this breakout and retest some smaller time frame. But you might want to write LINA down. Says it could get a little bit, not huge move though, you know, but just something small. So JASMY's been back on the radar, all right? And Token Metrics also has had it on. And that's another thing. If you join my trading group every single Thursday, which a lot of people say it's worth its weight, it's worth $100 a month alone, just going to the screen shares 4 times a month, which I actually would agree, honestly, and without even being pompous, you know. But instead, you get access to a leverage trading group if you want. You get access to more tutoring, mentoring sessions. Just like what's going on in my trading group is beyond belief, absolutely beyond belief, right? So I'm not even shilling it. I'm just talking about great things in my life, and the trading group is just one of the greatest things in my life. It's just, you know, it's like my kids are great, my wife is great, the trading group is great, the people that I'm meeting there are great, the students that are learning are great, the gains that I'm seeing are great. I'm very happy with the business I created and where it's going, and I'm super excited with the people that are joining and the type of clientele that we have. Do you own any Bencoin? I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. I could actually show you right now on MEXC, right? Let's take a look here. If I go to spot, now MEXC, if you buy and sell, has 0 spot maker and taker fees. This is why I really like MEXC, all right? You go to MEXC.com, 0 spot maker and taker fees. You can't beat it. I was on KuCoin for years. They were great, and the fees were a lot higher than MEXC, but I still had a good time on KuCoin, so I was like, if I could rock, you know. And also what MEXC does is they tend to find these coins that no one else has. They had been there, so you didn't have to go on Uniswap. They had Pepe, so you didn't have to go on Uniswap and spend all the ETH fees. They had all the things you needed, and they had them for zero fees. Like, so while things were getting super hot, they somehow, you know, they have Malay. Like, what if a meme coin gets hot? They're like the first exchange to get their hands on it. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what they do. They're always doing some type of cool competition and stuff too, right? September, they're gonna do that. They give you news. They're up with the data. But yeah, if I go to spot here and I type in Bencoin, which had a nice little pump recently too, and I believe, yeah, I still hold 475. I believe it was like $1,000 worth of Ben sitting there. Remember when I first got in, I got in at like 5 and it turned to $3 grand. Like Ben paid me pretty well. I got in very early, and then, you know, I sold the bag when the TA said it was out, and then I said I'll get back in, and then we retraced. I got back in, and then obviously, you know, the whole logo thing happened on Uniswap, all those ups and downs. But, you know, I mean, we're just beginning. Who knows what's going to happen in a year? So I may even add a few $100 here on the lows, and, you know, look back on these times. So yeah, I still hold it, and I'm also a speculative guy. Like, you know, as much as I love every, you know, and I support people that have helped me out, like Ben. I hold the coin just because, I mean, I believe that other people, he could get popular and get, you know, it's even just, and I wouldn't care if you were my best friend and you were like, and I put out a coin and you bought the coin and you said, hey Sam, like, I don't really, you know, I know you're going to do well, and like, but like your coin's kind of whatever. I was like, you know, it's not like a Bitcoin. Like, I'm not going to hold it like Bitcoin. Like, one of my friends said that to me, and then they're like, but I'm going to trade it because I believe a lot of people, you are going to get popular. I wouldn't be mad at my buddy. I'd be like, all right, man, I get it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying we'll see what happens. I like to support number one. So, but also number two, I mean, hey, that could make us some good money, you know? So, hey, I'll speculate for now, you know, and that's speculation. This is on MEXC, and this is how you buy and sell on MEXC. You click your order here, drag this to how much you would want to spend out of your kitty, and then hit buy, right? Like say I wanted to buy, let's just say I wanted to, you know, I'll throw down, let's just say $50, right? And add to my band. Pick the price will fill in here. Type in 50 and then type in buy band. Hit confirm. I went up to my settings window and I added a large order confirmation and order confirmation button. That can be off or on for all my orders, limit, stop. You can even put a market there. And then anytime you hit to get into a trade, that button will come up. And I like it because it's one last thing. Otherwise, it's going to make the trade immediately, right? Then they have a futures account where you can trade futures as well. You could have short band, long band, do whatever you want. Bitcoin, all sorts of coins. Hit here. Then they have coins that are hot for the day. You know what I mean? Perp's been hot. It's hot. It means it's got a lot more people looking at it. It has some volume, right? It's like I'm on the 1 minute chart and I see like a tight pennant that could break out, right? That could break up or down. It looks, it's got some bullishness to it. If it flips this 200 SMA, it's likely to continue to the upside. Like simple concepts, you know? Like right here, it flipped this 200, you open the long, you got the pump. Right here, it flipped the low, you open the short, you got the dump, right? So I just trade with the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, pretty simple, right? Don't reinvent the wheel. It's flipping it now, and then I trade with stochastics. I'd really want those stochastics to come back down and then make the move here. I don't know how we ended up getting two indicators in the same spot. But yeah, I just use Stoch and RSI, really all I need. But that's getting tighter and tighter in the zone there, perp, right? Looks somewhat bullish on the 15. 1 hour has legs. 4 hours also getting to that oversold region. Wow. So it gives you some more feelings that, you know, in the measured move here would take you all the way to 126. All right. Now, high risk, high reward on these futures. People were making some gains on perp, though, in the trading group today. So I would write this down and look at it. I mean, there's volume to it, right? A lot of these stock traders, the same thing they do, they scan the market, look for the volume, you know, look for the trades that have the most volume and the most move, right? So shout out to everybody in my trading group. Shout out to my elite. Shout out to Sean, right? Shout out to Stack McChange, banging on them. I mean, the whole group is out of control. I just love what's happening in the group. Shout out to the gains from DK2 as well. David, man, just banging on them. So GFL, 100% gains from August 23rd to September 8th. Took a while. But again, as I say, I like to say the swing trading, fine. It took, you could say, yeah, that was 9 days, 31st and 17 days. But divide that by 100%, and you're talking like 8% a day, right? Or let's say, or 7% a day would be about, yeah, because, yeah, I mean, 70 and 40, no, so it would be like 6% a day, 60, and then, yeah, but I mean, point of the story is, everyone's like, oh, if I made 3% a day, now, yeah, fine, it may not be compounded because it goes straight up, but you can take that gain out and then compound that gain over time, right? And that's the key. So, Joystream, we put it out, 25% gains. And that thing was an interesting coin, too, we were talking about. Stay down here, please. Talking to the dog. TRC banging for 39%. BOW banging, right? Alex hit for 30. KPC, I mean, BLZ, another coin hit for gains. LPT hit for gains. We're looking at, and we have other setups. OG nailed 35. It went on a massive pump out of nowhere. FET, I remember this. Remember, we just put this little flag out on the 4 hour. Beautiful pump for FET for 17%. Just so many setups in the trading group that people are putting out and scanning the market. A short for Luna, banged on them to the downside, right? AP13, just the list goes on. So shout out to my elite. You can see so many elite trades, and then Bitcoin calls that are accurate, that short, you know, just, and not calling Bitcoin long when it rips to, you know, when it rips to the downside, not calling short when it rips to the upside, just having a really good sense of the market, everyone pitching in, the elite charts, my charts and videos. I do a video update every day. It's just been an amazing time. Thank you to everyone that helps me grow the group. I just want to keep putting out that gratitude to everybody and say thank you so much to all my elite traders. Even JD Hughes bumping out of nowhere. That was amazing. Haven't seen him in a while. Just God bless the OGs and the new people. Thank you. Lifer, huge gains, just staying around. Shout out to Crypto Billy, my man. 15-minute bear flag on Bitcoin from Carlos Alejandre. We're going to take a look at BTC right now. I'm done shilling my elite traders, but they're amazing, man. I have to shill them. They're the best. Register for life mastery classes this Sunday at 12 noon. Yeah, like, I have difference in life principles 100%. And I see what you're saying. There's some things about it that I haven't researched fully. I'm with you. I think I might hear what you're saying on that. Kind of, you know. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a rising wedge, right? Also, this could be like a shoulder, a giant head, and that's a right shoulder. I've seen that type of idea play out. All right. So let's clean up this mess. Let's just break this down again in front of everyone and just show you how I do my TA. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the weekly candles. We're going to take away the 5MA. If anyone's new here, I got anybody new watching the channel today, no idea about technical analysis or loves technical analysis, but just have never been on the channel, let me know if you've never been here. We want to connect. We want to get to know you. We want you to say hi to the trading group. All right. We want to get you moving too, if we can. All right. And we're going to take it all the way there to you know where. To no eat, no pay, baby. No eat, no pay, baby. Let's go. So here, first thing I like to do is look at my weekly bulk macro areas, right? So we know right here, boom. We got to break back above this 31,005 area, 31.9. You know, we got to boom through here and use that as support. And we'll probably come here for some resistance at 37.6, okay? We know that we have a beautiful bottom so far. You know, I have said 90%, 99% that that's the bottom. And I've said it hundreds of times now on many different channels, many different places. And I've said why. And I've made a huge, huge reason why. And maybe I'll go over it later on today. If people really, does everyone need to know why I believe this is the bottom? Or does everybody understand? But there's a bunch of reasons why I believe this is highly likely going to be your bottom. All right. So here we go. Then we have this previous resistance becomes a bounce and a bounce too as well. Okay. And so, I mean, yes, and we've made a lower low on the candle, but we still have time. We have 2 days and 10 hours for this candle to close above the support line at 25,956. So look at this. It's very interesting. And if you don't know exactly the line, just hover on the candle. This candle opened, right, at 27,115. This candle closed at 26,339. Hold on. Oh, no, sorry. This candle, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. This candle closed at 25,925. Yeah, and this candle opened at, yeah, so your level is 25,925. Like, that's it. See this dotted line on it? It gives it to you, too. Like, so Bitcoin is sitting right on weekly support. You see that? And there's a chance that the candle closes dead even or higher, you know. A lot of buy pressure. Look at this. It's a lot of buy pressure. See those wicks? So I know everyone is feeling bear, and it's funny that we're sitting right at a node. See that node? We drop to this node. Now we lose the node. Where are we going? I mean, pretty much 23K. See it sitting there? That's where the weekly says, you know, and you'll have this stop here at 24,300. A lot of people looking at 24,300 area. I've been looking at it too. So these are our weekly supports. We lose this level at 25.2. We drop down to 24.3. We lose that level. We drop to 22.9. Very clear, right? Just want to make sure it's clear. I use a lot of indicators. There's a lot going on sometimes. I want to make sure the beginners here watching. And this, what is this blue and yellow stuff here? This is the VRVP. You can go grab this on your chart. It's a free indicator. Don't have to pay unless, I mean, you might have to get a premium account for TradingView. And it's the visible range volume profile. Click on it. However, when you click on it, it will be thick and clunky because it'll be 24 bars like so. And you will see it like this. Just hit your settings bar very simply. go to your inputs and slap a 0 right there, and you will get a nice, more delineated, is that the right name? Or just, you'll get far more class sectioned off areas. You'll get 240 bars instead of 24, right? Exactly. All right. Okay, so the idea is this. We keep it moving with these thoughts that we're going to wait for this weekly candle to close. And I'll be here every weekly candle close. I'm here live Sunday night at 8 p.m. So I'm here for you too on the weekly closes, all right? So now moving forward, right? Looking back here at the candles here, and this is why I really like BOOKMAP, right? If you go to BOOKMAP, you can see candles here, but you also can see what's happening inside the candles. However, I'll tell you something that's interesting, all right? You can look at market profile and get data, and look, I can see what's at, and look, see? The platform that displays market liquidity, check what's inside the candles, or check what the candlesticks are hiding. That's what's amazing about BOOKMAP. And what an amazing week we've had. We've done the BOOKMAP live stream, my live stream, just so many, man, it's been amazing. Thanks for hitting that like button. You're the man live here. Shout out to Manas Druya. I mean, it's not free. It's free it's not free. You have to pay for TradingView, right? But it's not like an indicator that you have to buy. That's all I'm saying. Watching this thing, it could be making a fallen wedge too. It's got a bit of a symmetrical vibe to it. Stochastics are low, which tells us there's a chance. Con has, even though these get lower, it's like almost like a head and shoulder vibe. Almost got descending triangle vibes. 50-50 pattern nonetheless. Like, I've still seen descending triangles pump, which is crazy. It's hot right now. I'm interested in it. I'm just looking. I wouldn't touch it. I want to see it flip the yellow line. Now, right now, it's more short. Like, right now, you would technically stay short, right? With a stop loss on the other side because it's below the 200 now. That should technically serve you down, right? It's all about the yellow line and price action, right? And tell yourself you don't know. You don't know a thing. You know nothing but the fact of your own ignorance. Okay. So weekly areas that we're going to watch closely, and then I zoom into the 3-day. And what's got me on the 3-day is this hidden bullish, which I just keep repeating and talking about. As the RSI is very, very, sharply downtrending, but the price action still uptrending. That's a hidden bullish divergence. We had one here. We had one right here. Right? Like so. And it had, look, that was swinging down, and we got the break. We went higher than that, the previous high. So it has happened before. It can happen again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So just one thing that I want to just reiterate, and what this indicator means is that we will break out and make a high higher than this high. And you're very oversold now on the 3-day chart. Like, very beat down on the RSI. You know, the last time you got that low, like, not even when we went this low, which was when the actual low was put in. Which has to tell you something interesting here. And you just have this insanely strong hidden bullish divergence. Look at it. And you could be like, no, Sam. And so I would square the air for you real quick. And you just give you a sheet here, a nice cheat sheet, we would call it. Which I don't like calling anything a cheat sheet. But when you have hidden bullish, you have the price going up, but the RSI going down. Hidden bullish, it's hidden divergence, hidden bullish divergence, swinging up, swing down. And that's exactly what we're seeing here for Bitcoin, all right? Which tells us that we're going to make a high above this high. No matter how weird it feels, everything right now feels strange, like it's never going to happen. That's the thing about hidden bullish divergence. That's why it's called hidden. Most people feel like that's just not the case for the market, and the market does something different. So Let's take a look at our daily candle today. What's happening after a beautiful close yesterday and attempting to give it all back before even, halfway through the day, right? We closed this candle in 9 hours and actually a little more than. We closed the candle in 9 hours, 12 minutes, and 26 seconds on the daily, all right? And we're battling this point of control, resistance. It was beautiful that we broke above it. Seemed we would actually broken out of this channel to the upside too as well. And now we're kind of dabbling with the idea that we could break back inside the channel. Big wick to the upside, though we went in and came right back out. It does show some heavy buy pressure and volatility today already on the board for Bitcoin for a Friday. Early, it's pretty interesting. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. And you can see the 4 hours attempting to bend here. And it actually has bounced away. And what it's doing is it's doing what's called a retest of this diagonal trend line, which is just saying, hey, now the Stokes are saying I could keep pushing down easily. The RSI is dabbling with the medium line, but it has made a bullish curve back up to try to get back on the other side of it, which is interesting. And the MACD shows lack of bullish momentum, not doing anything amazing. So, and saying, hey, it could roll over, but I don't trust the MACD too much. That is a retest to me, right? So for me, I like to trade a retest to go in here with a stop loss probably below here to try to get somewhere up to here. The 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, is probable to me. The thing about it is the second we break back inside this pattern, I'm out, And it's like a tough. Yeah, it's like the 3-to-1, 291 right there. You got to be, I guess, pretty deep inside the pattern after the wick. So this is something I would look for and expect this to be a retest, right? If it wasn't a retest, so be it. But at least I played the retest. You know what I mean? Like I can check it off my list that I went at that retest. So I went at a retest yesterday. Similar idea, but on a smaller time frame. The 1 hour is saying that it is retesting, and it's corroborating with the idea that we're going to bounce. It also bounced off the point of control here, and it can go right back up through the gap. Seen it play this game. Like it fell back, it can go rip right back up again. Now, is that guaranteed to happen? Well, let's look at our support and resistance now. See, this is where, okay. So let's break it down. We have this wick right up here to a top area at about 26,800. That's like the next big resistance we need to break back above, 26.8. Then we have this level here at 26,450, right? And then some wicks up above it to 26,500, 572. So basically this channel has to be broken too. And that's like and then we have the resistance of this POC, which we've bounced around and hit resistance, fell below. And that's going to be the 26,000 right now. It reads like 26,030, 26. To me, it's a range of 26,030, 26,050, right? But the key area to get back above is 26,050. We blasted through it yesterday, felt like a breakout. We just needed to consolidate sideways. However, we were very far away from the 21-day moving average. Slap those back on, and even I said, hey, it's likely that we have to come visit, the 21. And we did that. Then we fell through it, made the bounce, and now we're getting some kind of tight price action here. 21's curving. Stochastics want to move out. Can you get a move to the upside is the question. So is it longing or short time? Number one, it's Friday. If you had a good week, it's not a good time to overtrade. Like if I was trading with 20 to 30 grand and scalping great, I would reduce my positions to 4 and 3 grand on Fridays and the weekends if I felt the need to trade. If I felt the need to trade, I would not give back all my trades. I would lower. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm just going over my mentality. When I win, I like to stay in the winning. Like the last time I went to Vegas, I did walk away with my money. I really did. I walked away with $1,000 in cash. It was, it paid for basically the hotel room and some other stuff, right? Pretty cool to leave your hotel with $1,000. It took me about 3 hours to make playing craps. What an amazing game. And I guess gambling is not the best thing to do, I know, and I don't do it all the time, and I don't really, I really don't promote it, but a game of craps for me is so much fun, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. So we'll watch this 15. If the 15-minute can give me some type of, you know, I mean, it broke above the 200 SMA. It's a good sign. If it can stay above the 200 SMA and consolidate here, there's a chance I would like to long. It is technically in a rising wedge, and rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So this, you're going to watch the stochastic. So here's the deal. You can short this 15-minute, right? Because that's likely going to happen. And what's cool about it is if you short it, it will likely go sideways if you're wrong, and you don't have to lose a lot, right? And if you are right, you'll win. And then if this ends up low and does like a curve, and you end up more sideways, then you can flip long without having to, without probably at break even or losing anything really at all. So the key is to short this right now because you're overbought on the stochastic, but know that anything could happen, all right? But right now I do see a short likely to the downside for Bitcoin. It's just what I'm seeing based on the pattern, right? There it goes. That short is already in the money, right? Stop loss can be somewhere inside the wedge there. It's got to be really close to make it a 3-to-1. It's got to be like this. But that's like, I mean, you're outside. You could wait for the 1 hour, the 1 minute to attempt a bearish retest. And then, you know, and that would be a beautiful. And then look, we're going to wait for the liquidation. So now what we're going to do is after all this kind of occurs, we're going to wait for the RSI to get low and make the divergence, right? And then that's going to be, and you know, price action should drag this 21 past all the moving averages. We should get a really nice dump here. Just like it did here. See how it drag. Then we should get away from the 21. Here, drag. And then we know to enter on the divergence and then sell at the 200 SMA. Okay. Did it last night. So that's the setup you're looking for again today. It's going to happen. It happens like 10 to 15 times a day, depending. And that's the setup that we're looking for. And remember, BOOKMAP also suggests that we go further to the downside. Remember, like at the end of the day, we have so much more liquidity down to 25K than we have above us. All right. We seem to liquidate what we could. It wasn't much. And it's Friday too, so. But we'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time. All right. Doing it with me with that. Might just have to go trans-techno and see where this takes us, you know, break it down. So now you're looking for that bearish retest, right? Back to the top and the rejection. If we get a bearish retest in the 1, it would be such a beautiful way to enter the short. All right, that's why you don't have to ever chase. Someone who just entered the short now is freaking out. It's coming back up and they're really emotional. But the guy who trades the retest is calm, cool, and collected. Everything seems to be going as planned. Now, if it doesn't retest, it just breaks back inside, then you don't have to trade, you know? And you're like, but how do I know where the exact line is, Lifer? And you're right, like, be consistent about it. You could say it kind of dibbled out there. It could be right there. But you'll know the range. You'll start to get rejected by this area. And that is what's called a bearish retest. We may be witnessing one right now, exactly put right. And you remember that the 15's in your favor here, just getting started for a bigger dump. A way better entry now too. And as the higher that goes up, you know, if you can shave it off. Now you can put a stop loss above that candle, which is way better. And look, you lose a high volume node, you're going to drop down, right? See that? So you got the VRVP in play, the stochastics in play, lack of bullish momentum in the MACD. So the short looks like this is ready to move for us to the downside. No guarantees. And then we switch back to the one just to confirm these bearish retests. That looked like a bearish retest to me. It wicked right there and got rejected and couldn't get back inside the pattern. And that's it, right? That's technically the short entry. Fridays are tough though, all right? Fridays are tough. So if I'm going to short the puppy, stop had to be like 25,903. Take profit is at 25,725. See, whenever I enter a trade, 25,903, 25,673 I saw, right? Hold on. 25,725. Yeah, sorry. 25,725, 25,903. So 15% for 28. Hold on one second. 25,903. Maybe the price ain't right. Yeah, 11 for 33. That's what you want, right? So I'd risk 4 for 13 bucks. You raise it up, raise it up. Risk 63 for 186 bucks. All right, that would be, I mean, that would change. This portfolio is at 566 on our way to 1,000. That would change this, right? That would change this, and I wouldn't lose much. So we would just reset the account back to 500 bucks, or we would be back up a bit more, right? And the short is playing out as we speak. So I'll go for it, okay? I'll go a little lower, back to that 60. Why is it a 2-to-1 now? Oh, because the price is... See, I missed the entry. It already dumped hard. Isn't that crazy? Oversold now. It's probably oversold now on that 1 minute. Let me see. It's not an easy game, but wow, see, that short's already starting to play out. The entry's right there at 25.58, and wow, there it goes. There it goes. I missed it. See, I missed my own. Dang it. I should have pulled the trigger. I hesitated. You can't hesitate. Learn from me. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. It is a Friday. I think that's another reason why I hesitated a little bit, but now look at the 7 and the 5. They're probably getting oversold and want to bounce. The 5 now may attempt a bearish retest, you see? But we confirmed on the 1 a pretty clear bearish retest there. That's exactly what we talked about and exactly what we're looking for. That alone could have got you paid right there, right? From 75870 area right down to 75818. I mean, that is a great trade right there alone. And now what we can do is like flag out like the 1 and look for bear flags and see what it's doing, right? And is it going to V-shape recovery right back in? Is it? And you can watch the 1 minute for confirmation, right? And the 50-minute is likely to take over and give you that dump. Fine, there's always a pushback real quick, but we'll see where this goes. So we're short Bitcoin right now on the 15-minute. We'll see where that takes us. So far, it's in the money already, and we'll go from there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to call Bitcoin every single day with each and every one of you to the best of my abilities. Thank you for God for giving me this ability to do it. Thank you for the YouTube channel every single day and each and every one of you. I really am honored to be here with you all. Like, it's a blessing, and I don't take it lightly. I consider it an amazing thing that we're here together. 612 beautiful souls, 263 people, $33 in chat revenue. Shout out to Pat Rick. God bless you, brother. Super chats, ATROPA on Pulse Chain, UNFI in Seoul, which is UNFI too, right? JK back to $3. Shout out to my man Tony Rosas. Shout out to Ben Frank. Shout out to Manas Druha. Shout out to Carolina Crypto. Shout out to Cullen Nevada. Shout out to Anthony Mack, the real time chart king. My man, thank you. God bless you, brother. In real time, man, we do it every day. And look, 112, this thing's starting to get busy against Bitcoin. The 1 hour looked like it wanted to possibly break out, right? So that's up a little bit, futures trading wise. Yeah, but it was just this wacky little pattern here. 15-minute has movement on those stochastics. I love the stochastics. If you haven't noticed. Thank you for your knowledge. I will pass what I learned to others. Shout out to Beastie Coin, my man. We're talking about the highs from last night. Shout out to the GOAT of TA. Shout out to Santiago Escobedo, my man. God bless you. Your question for you, we're taking out the highs from last night. I don't know. Possibly. Now, we bounced back pretty fast so far. You see what happened here to Bitcoin? Volatility on a Friday. Look at that. Wicked it right back up. It's craziness. Now, this is going to try to bearishly retest again. You want to see it SR. Now you want to see previous resistance become, and that's boom. So we couldn't get a flag. It ripped. It could be making a bigger flag now. Something more like this then. And go up and down here before it dumps further. You have to remember that the 15-minute has you bearishly, no matter what they're trying to do here and throw you off. The 15 minutes is you don't have it. You don't have the momentum, bulls. It's weird to see it pump like that. It's rare. That's a rare thing to do, but it happens. Anything is possible at any given moment in time. Now you just want to see, do you get back above this 200 SMA? You get rejected by it. It's also a good place to short when you get rejected by the 200 SMA. Like that was boom. That was really besides the bearish retest, 200 SMA was clear resistance on that 1 minute candle. So see if the 1 minute can flip the 200. If it can, then there's, it will head back to this line and try to get back inside the pattern altogether. I mean, you got somewhat of a 1 minute divergence there. It wasn't that strong, but you did get it. Bitcoin's been very challenging recently, every day, right? Do you trade SPFs or order blocks? No idea what he's talking about. Gonna be at the tables instead of the charts. I hope you all crush it as much as I do. I love all the Lifer family. My man. Is it the indicators you use? They're always behind, like MACD and Stoke. Are those not lagging? I believe to me, the stochastics are not lagging. The MACD is a horrible indicator to use. I don't use the MACD to trade. I'm not like, oh, it's a horrible indicator, right? But I'm mainly using support and resistance, man. Like, can you clearly see? Look, I mean, where did you last get a resistance? Right here. Resistance, right? Came up, bounce, resistance, fell through. Resistance, bounce, came up. Resistance. You got to break through that level, right? And now look, they just go right after the shorts. Let's take a look now. Again, that trade would have got you into profit, but they just ate up the profits pretty fast. Unless you move your stop loss very fast to break even, you could be slightly in the red now. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Another guy saying you should be taking this financial advice. Lifer, why not showing your live trades? I'm not in a live trade. I went to open the trade. I didn't open it. Yeah. I also don't feel like I have to answer to anybody, but that's just me. That man, the only person I have to answer to is God, man, personally. How do you like FEMEX? You know what? I want to start using FEMEX because, FEMEX is oil. I want to be able to trade oil and gold. You know what I mean? Yeah. LPT Sammy, thank you. Shout out to Sniper Paul in the house. God bless you, man. They can do it for 10% more, and I'm still fighting for this short. Well, it's still a bearish retest, in my opinion, on the 1 minute. Right there. I'd enter the short now with the low stochastic. See, look now. I'll enter the short now. He's like, why aren't you doing the short? All right. What happened? Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. Hold on. 25,903, 25,725. Wait, did it take it? Hold on, what happened? Oh, it put it in order, but it didn't take the trade. That's why. See how fast shorts go? Like every time you try to enter a short, I've learned I almost have to mark it into these shorts. Then you do the market and it changes what you put in. You got to remember to go backwards. I had to remember that real fast. See, I would have been in the money already. It goes so fast. You know? Now it's not a good risk-reward ratio. See, and now like the trade is ruined and I got to rework the trade. I'm slow with my reaction time today. I got this. Look, she's saying you got this, Sam. Look, isn't that right? She's like, you got this. I'm like, all right, I got this. Could be a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. See, now you're getting, there's our divergence away from the 21, right? It's funny, like there's our reversal indicator. But we are, again, support or resistance. You got to get back inside the pattern. Like I would not long until we got back up in here, retested, then long back up here, right? For me, we got to break back inside here to long. I mean, that's a beautiful bearish retest. It's making me really want to open the short and continue the short to the downside, all right? Also here, it tried a Fibonacci. That's a 786, pretty close. Bounced up, but all it could give you was the 200 SMA rejection. So 15 minutes going to take you further down, more than likely. And the 1 minute is our entry right now. I'm going to finally pull the trigger on the short, but we got to just reevaluate what we're doing. So the stop loss now has to be at 25,881. All right, here we go. There we go. So stop loss at 25,881. Take profit at 25,725. All right. So I wasn't going to take the trade out of nowhere. So the stop loss now is 25,881, right? So we're 49 to gain 117. It's okay. It's close enough. All right. I really like to limit into these, personally. So that trade is open now. It would be a $27,000 trade technically at a 65x leverage and $47. See, I don't like marketing in. See, I'm down $14. I only limit in. I never market in. I only market in 2 or 3 times. And I'm already down on the trade immediately because they gave me some crappy order. That pisses me off. You know what I mean? Or I went in. Oh no, see, I entered the price, but the price moved too fast before I entered it. Look at that. I just look like a fool because I didn't limit in, you know? Yeah, wait, I marketed and they gave me a horrible price. That's grimy. That's another reason why I limit in. Be careful, that could hurt you bad, especially when I'm trading like that. It put me negative before the trade even began, right? So, and that's another reason why I use small amounts of money when you're trading leverage, because like that's something that just, look at that, I'm down $24 immediately. That's baloney, you know what I mean? I would have waited and hesitated with my limit order. Something happened weird there. I entered the trade at like maybe the exact time it rotated too, which is weird, but. It goes back inside the pattern, the trade's over. If it doesn't, it's just making a nasty, you know, symmetrical triangle or something here, right? So weird that the 15-minute would engulf itself like that. It's just strange to me. With the MACD extended and the RSI overbought. The SRSI. And you're not getting back inside the pattern on the small time frame. The battle. But it is kind of, look, it's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder too. It's like you always see you can see 2 different things. The key is if we get back above this 200 SMA, it's no good. No good at all. We need this rejection here. We need this 50 to cross the 200. Right? Basically want to front run this death cross. These are latent indicators, the SMAs, so you don't want to wait for that to happen. You need to front run that. And there it goes. Look at that. I just got blasted for no reason, too. Real fast. I got hit off. See, that's how you lose quick money, too. 46 bucks, really fast. That shouldn't have happened to me because I usually limit in. So you just saw me take a L for a stupid market order that was served to me way too hot, you know. Anyway. Hey, you win some, you lose some. It happens. It also was Friday, man. I don't like to trade Fridays. You know what? Someone asked me, why don't you trade live? And I felt like the stupid impulse dummy in me was like, oh, you want to see me trade live? I'll do it. But like, I don't like trading live on Friday. But that is almost the setup too that I talk about, my reversal setup. It's like backwards. But now we're back inside the pattern. Now you're likely to push back all the way to the top again. This is pattern trading, you know. They basically faked a bearish retest. That's basically a bear trap right there. There was an inverted head and shoulder, and watch them take us back down again. It's a Friday, and then send us back to the direction we're supposed to go. The 15-minute is overbought and wants to push to the downside. It's very rare that you would get an engulfing candle like that on the top end, right? But it happened. Also a very strange pattern. And you have a major resistance at 25,930. Can't get back above. So. The short was in the money at one point. You do have to admit that, right? I entered it way too late, but I wanted that bearish retest as well. So the key is you're going to lose trades if you trade. The key is not to lose a lot and get back up on that horse. You know what I mean? Watch, they're going to fleece the price now. So wait, I smell cigarettes, babe. Babe, someone smoking cigarettes? I smell like cigarettes, dude. Who smokes cigarettes near us? So gross. I can smell cigarettes, dude. Huh? It's weird. There it is there. Trash price action. Complete trash. Well, I say it's trash, right? If I won the trade, I would have been like, great price action. You know what I mean? So I can just avoid and lose 1 to 2%, and I'm still in short. I would have a hard time trading live because of too many things going on. You do have the ability to multitask a lot. Thank God you're given a talent you must have been blessed with. Did Sam go over SOL yet? No. Thank you for giving me the back test skill. It worked time and time again on the 4-hour. Love you. Amen. I love cigarette. Oh, gross. So gross. I just blew my e-cig that screen when you said that. My trade on MEXC is still open, though, and has no stop loss. Didn't get hit there. I guess there's less liquidity than KuCoin. Check the computer, bro. It's me. I'm the one smoking stress in the market. Yeah. And see, like now, a lot of people would revenge trade and go at the trade again. Like, I'll open that short, I'll be right again, and then they'll fleece you again. You know what I mean? It's Friday. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to wait for a better opportunity, you know? I'm going to wait for a better opportunity. I was pissed there because that should have been like a loss of like 10 or 15 bucks. It shouldn't even have been a loss of what it was. So, there you have it. They marketed me in as the price went up. Pretty whack, right? And that's market. You just saw how dangerous a market order can be, though. All right. This breaks back inside. It's going to rip back to the upside. And look, your 7-minute, which I didn't even look at, which is one of my favorite time frames, wants to pump. Right? What a weird, like, look at this, though. This is like, it's a mess. Shoulder head is just going to make a right shoulder. Huh. I don't want to get rid of this because, I don't want to say I didn't make that short. I want to own it. I'm owning that. But what I want to do is, I have to look at price action differently because I'm like, am I forcing something in my head that's not true? What can I do to flip this? How can I get my mind to see something different? What am I not seeing, right? How is it hard for me to understand? Like, why is that? And why didn't the short play out the way it was supposed to? All right, which is confusing to me, right? I'm like, definitely got a bit of a falling wedge that broke to the upside and is retesting for a breakout, right? But look, the moving averages are far apart, which means you're going to dump. Isn't that interesting? That's like you dumped and you look like you're going to keep dumping to the 200 SMA. Isn't that interesting? So that kind of changed my mind a little bit. And you lose this POC, which is weird. You think that would give you the gap down. So if you get back above here, or if you get back, yeah, well, we got to flip it up, so we're upside down, but so you can back above here, you can rip all the way up to this 267 area. It's like a slanted Bart Simpson. 7 minutes about to go on a rip to the 200 SMA. What's weird is I didn't notice too, but swing up to swing up, and that's a hidden bullish there. See that? That's kind of crazy. Interesting. So I'm gonna get my head out of the small time frame for now. But mixed signals on the board. Still playing games as if it is a bearish retest. You know what I mean? Like, it's just still playing that game. That 7 minute once is interesting. But I play the bearish retest over all things. Back below the 200 SMA. See, now it's like, come on, baby. It's like, you know you're going to be right even though I was wrong, right? It's like, and this is what's called chop. I mean, look at this. Look what they're doing. Like, they're just like, they've been just going up and down all day, liquidating whoever they can. Yep. What? She's scared of the cartoons, right? She's barking at the cartoons. Anyway, so I'll be honest with y'all today, like, it's a mess. Like, I want to be like, oh, I'm always on it. I know everything. And I usually am. And if someone's just watching me for the first time, they're like, who is this guy? Like, how is he admitting his vulnerabilities? But I am. Today's whack, man. Volume is slow. Price action is weird. Next week, we have all sorts of data coming out. All right? And we'll break that down and talk about it too as well, just so we can prepare for the week. But we're going to go over that too on Sunday night and this weekend and prepare for the week ahead, right? Pretty interesting, though. We got something coming up here. JP Morgan working on blockchain payment system. I mean, that's news to me. Bitcoin rose on Friday morning in Asia to trade above the resistance. Spearheads winners. JP Morgan, the largest bank in U.S. by asset size, in the early stage of developing a blockchain-based digital deposit token for cross-border payments and settlements. The bank has already laid out most of the underlying infrastructure, but will wait for approval from U.S. regulators before making the token itself. Of course, they know exactly what to do. They're going to have their own little cross-border crypto so they can move their money without having to pay. Of course. The technology will save them billions, trillions. Aussie FinTech prays for crypto clarity as it launches Bitcoin-backed loans. Block Earner has unveiled a new crypto-backed loan product for the Australian market amid an ongoing tussle with a federal regulator over the shuttered earning. Australia follows suit with us. I mean, they seem to listen around, so they play games too. Okay. And Coinbase going to the EU, Canada, Brazil, Singapore, and Australia as priorities. All right. Interesting. Someone says Bitcoin could hit 46K by the 2024 halving. That makes sense to me. Seems like it'll build up some pretty good hype into that move. All right. So, you know, at the end of the day, bearish retest, bearish retest, bearish retest. you're attempting to get back inside of this bear pennant or bear flag, and you've broken out of it to the downside a few times, only to liquidate whoever tried to get into the trade, personally, like me, right? So here we are again, you know, and again, that's another reason why the retest right here with the stop loss inside the pattern is the best, but they still got me there, right? Or was I one there? I think I was right in there anyway. I was late to the party. But I just still, you know, I still see the 15-minute, you know, attempting to take us to the downside. The 7-minute is trying to do something really strange and make a really crazy move, but that's a bearish retest to me, in my humble opinion. And there it finally goes, like proving me right after, you know, hopefully would go all the way to my target. And rising wedges break down 68% of the time where they began. Like, this is supposed to drop you further down. Supposed to get a nice dump now. That was a beautiful, that was the trade I was attempting to execute. 25,893. You know, you can see how I got played by a market maker and a little bit of hesitancy, and I lost my ability to take that position, right? So you can be right and still not execute, and that's the best why you need a demo trading account, or at least trade with small amounts to you, or you know how to execute. Even I've been trading for a long time, but you know, that was kind of a fluke. I was like, man, right when I marketed in, we had a giant candle, right? But these things can happen. See, the 7-minute low stochastic say, hey, we want to break back up again. You get a lot of mixed signals, but the retest, man, to me, and the 15-minute are what really are telling me that this short's going to pay out over time. Now it's like I would have been in the money. Crazy, right? I don't regret it. I don't worry about it. I love it. You know why? Because so many people have messaged me like, I love, you know, I saw you lose a trade yesterday. It was the best thing. I was like, it's like, it ends up being great. So I just take everything as a grain of salt, man. You know, it'd be great to be showing you the gains. It'd be hot, but I'm sure someone right now is in the gains. All right. But this is bearishly retesting as I expected it to. 15 minutes still pushing that narrative to the downside. Below that POC there now. Couldn't get back inside the pattern. But honestly, it's boring price action. Leave it alone for a split second and take a look at the DXY. We need this DXY rejection. The daily is beginning. So far, we're curving on the RSI. We're curving on the SRSI. We're curving on the RSI. We're curving on the SRSI. We've got a pretty good bearish div here because swing up is an uptrend. Clearly a flat. That's a bearish divergence and a strong one. The dollar looks to want to dump back down to this 200 SMA at the very least. All right, and get a retracement here. 3-day chart overbought, 2-day chart, daily, 22-hour. Every time frame has bearish div and suggesting that we are going to make our move to the downside here for the dollar, the DXY. We take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and not so fast. It's headed to the oversold region without getting too much of a dump yet. So we shall see. Smaller time frames will tell you what's likely going to happen in the long term. There's a bearish div here, though, on the 4-hour. Swing up while that is swinging down on the RSI. A major one. So it tells me this is likely our top. You have bearish div on the daily. You have bearish div on the 4-hour. You have bearish divergence everywhere. It's screaming bearish div. I mean, very, very likely that this kind of just goes more sideways and we break further to the downside. Let's look at our 1-hour time frame, and our 1-hour is also pointing a little down there. And you're in this channel. You want to see this rising wedge break to the downside. So it could dump with Bitcoin today, technically, you know, but I would love to see this dollar index move further to the downside. That actually could stop, and that's kind of keeping, look, if you think about this, this could keep keeping Bitcoin from dumping, because this kind of keeps doing this and then comes back down. You know, how are we going to get a massive dump for Bitcoin? So look, now it's getting wicked back up and down. So I'm not going to be stubborn. I believe because of the 7-minute, we got to You got to just wait out this short. Sad though. I like to win. It is what it is. I'm not ecstatic about it. I'm over it, but I'm not ecstatic. You know. But it is a Friday. I mean, expect it's very low volume, you know, specifically back to school, you know. So I'm convinced these are bearish retests of this trend line. Let me do something else. Am I go? We making a falling wedge here? You know, I just want to bend my brain and attempt to see something I haven't seen yet. Are you attempting to make an ascending triangle here that you know, like this? Well, that would be interesting, because if this breaks up and comes up in here, then there's a chance we are doing that. And if it breaks down, then I know it's more into the channel, right? The downward channel. 25,850, and we know that the 25,900 area is previous heavy duty resistance. We still didn't break back inside the pattern either, the bigger pattern here, this falling wedge. Remember, we've been in this little world for a while, but I want to zoom you out and, right? All right, let me jump into the chat. When price gets flat, I jump into the chat. Oh, look, now we got something brewing here. Now, hold up. Hold up. Shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. Dump it. Right? Bogdanovich. Dump it. That's bearish as all heck. Measured move to the downside. Losing the 200 SMA as well. Losing the point of control as well. That measured move takes you further to the downside. And that will breach 25.8 back to 25.65. 25.765. Right? That's likely to dump on us. All right. Okay, so let me take a look at the chat and see what everybody is saying. There's got to be a coin. $38 in chat revenue. So there's something I can go over. Can you look at SPF? Yeah, we looked at that last night too. Let's take a look at the fan funding. And remember, I got this pinned right here. Join the trading group. I DCA to coins all the time that I'm grabbing up. One of them is Wild. We're going to look at the Wild chart and talk about Wild. Why I really like Wild. Why I keep buying Wilder World. And why I believe it could be a big winner in the metaverse gaming space. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say to you should be taken as financial advice, but you may want to jump on in. All right. If they swap, I'll be at plus 2%. If they short 99, thanks to you, Sam. Always on a plus. And my mathematic brain. Amen. Super chats. UNFI, Sol, LPT, and BLZ, baby. Ooh, some fun ones to go over. Let's look at UNFI, USDT. We'll take a look at this too on MEXC. So beautiful short to the downside. It made a hidden bullish divergence. See how it's like swinging down while that's swinging up? But the thing tumbled down back to the 200 SMA. That's what's going to happen when you get a bearish dip. You're swinging down on the RSI, but you're swinging up on price. You're making the rising wedge. Bearish divergence, right? So first thing I'll look at is the bigger time frame. Take away my moving averages and just take a glance. Yeah, so this daily is going to dump back to the 21. It's pretty simple to me. It's too far for the 21-day moving average. You pull a Fibonacci. And you don't touch this thing till it starts to hit like a 618, 786 retracement. Anywhere between the 489 and about $5 region would be like key value, low value areas to buy, right? So yeah, you're going to hit that 21. That's what's going to happen. So even if you pump up a little bit, there's some more downside in my humble opinion. Somewhere in that 8, 12, 8, 10 area. That's just what's likely going to happen. And the stochastics are going to come down, the RSI is going to come down, and the MACD is going to turn on you. I mean, it's all there. All right. And even this is bearish div because, right? I mean, right here you got strong bearish divergence. That's a clear downtrend on those humps, and it's a very hard uptrend. That's going to take you back down. I opened a standing VIX short at 27,920 and took 95% profits early. Now it's green for 55 with a new total profit of 22%. There you go, my friend. Crypto Cowpoke did it again. True, bro. There are no failures, only learning experiences. Would love to hear your opinion on Rune. Is Bitcoin not an inverted cup and handle on the low time frames? Which time frame though? Like, we don't even know. I mean, it definitely just defied a head and shoulder pattern, clear as day. Right, which is 32% of the time you're not going to get it. Now, are we in discount? Are we in premium? Or are we in fair value? Right, that's what you want to know too. To me, this is discount. This is kind of like up here is premium. Like anything above 26.8 is premium. Anything below 27,750 becomes discount, and anywhere in the middle is kind of fair value. So right now you're sitting at fair value comparatively, right? You still can't get back inside the pattern. As great as bearish retest, bearish retest, bearish retest, lower now, lower now. This is likely going down. And honestly, hold on, I'm not done yet either. Look at this. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Could still be a complex head and shoulder, that's not done yet. It ain't done yet, It's getting overbought too. So it's not over, man. I'm being stubborn on this short, right? Let's take a look at Sol, LPT, and BLZ. Gonna watch the charts on XRP a week before and gonna buy before the news. Don't try, just do things. Trying is how things usually don't get done, all right? Let's take a look at Solana on MEXC, all right? Now, Solana's oversold too, could get a bit of a bounce here. Let's go zoom on into the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour pushing to the downside for Solana. You see that? But could it make the higher low? I've been watching it in this channel, and it's just been respecting the channel. The 1 hour says, hey, I could get a bounce here. So I've been watching Solana for a push to the upside. Not a huge gain, but it would just solidify that it did make a higher low, and it could possibly try to take out this high. Bounces high volume node somewhere at $20. A lot of people were waiting for Solana to hold above 20. It was at $7. It went all the way back up to 21. It did a 3x and it's holding at 19. One of the stronger coins. I'm not a fan of the whole, its connection to SBF and its whole thing, but as a coin, and the phone, it's a cool phone, I guess. They got it made. Like anyone could get a phone made. Not anyone, but, they didn't. It's not like you can get a bunch of parts put together and you can label it your phone, right? It's not like that amazing. And I don't know if it's like going to really battle the tech of an iPhone or an Android, but I guess it's got to be somewhat viable. But the Solana phone could create enough hype, even if it's not amazing, to pump the price of this little coin here and there. But I'm looking for this falling wedge to break to the upside. If not, it breaks down. You're looking for that bearish retest. It does tend to follow Bitcoin. If we get a dump, this will probably go sideways and not move, but only time will tell. I like to see this. I'm watching it closely. Solana on the radar. Thank you for the super chat for Solana. Smash the likes for the hardest working TA in the game. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker. Shout out to Peter Eccles. Shout out to Love Learning. Shout out to Seize the Day. All right, let's take a look at LPT. Remember, even if you see bullish setups, if Bitcoin goes, dumps hard, it will hurt the bullish setup. So look, we got a bullish divergence here on the 1 hour right off the bat. It's a really good sign. Last time we saw that right there, we got a really nice bounce to the upside. So similar situation, falling wedge. We got it there. We did get a nice bounce up. Similar kind of vibe going on for LPT. Now we've looked at the daily. The daily looks great, right? It's oversold, getting ready for a possible move back up. The 22-hour also looks pretty good. 3 days a little high for me, which tells me, we may be fighting an uphill battle on the 3-day chart. We could get a scalp here and there, though. So tells me even if that's the 3-day in the bigger channel, we could still get a possible scalp up here to the upside. I've been watching that 1 hour and the 4 hour for the scalp. Trade's been flat for days and just for, I don't know, 8 hours now, 10 hours. Just kind of sitting there still. All right. Now, we were talking about last night just the different ways to trade it, right? Now, you can make a stop loss closer or further apart. It depends on what your risk is. That's why stop losses are very, someone could have put stop loss here, there, there, there. For me, it just can't be a 3-to-1 or worse. So I can't put the stop loss any lower than 3. But anything different is just, pretty, fine what it is. Shout out to Elvis Prophet gifting 5 Lifer memberships. God bless you. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate that. And the way we've been looking at this is it's a low, a high, a higher, it's attempting. It was attempting. It's now made a lower low. It's not the best sign. See low, high. Now it's made a lower low. So it pumps up one more time. It may just make a lower high and dump to the downside. Because it made a lower low there, it's kind of ruined trend, in my humble opinion. We had this nice trend line going. And remember, if Bitcoin takes a dump, this will follow that dump for Bitcoin. All right. Bitcoin playing some serious games today. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Playing games. It is ranged now from 25,813 to 25,896 back to 20. It's just sitting in an insane range on the 1 minute time frame too. Just bing, 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 ping pong on the 1 minute. This continues to pump up here. Anyone in perp is in the gain now. Actually pumped all the way up to 118. So this thing actually made a pretty big spike to the upside. 6% gains. I mean, at 10x leverage, 60%. I'm sure someone in my trading group exploited that to the upside. I'll look at my 99. Okay. Appreciate that. Look what someone said. I've been in the group for years, for over a year. I've been in the group for months. I still go back to the library archive. There's an infinite amount of time I can spend appreciating Sam's life work. Thank you, Crypto Lifer, man. That's so nice of you, Purple Haze. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. This is the only real trade that we did look at, too. And it was at 109. It pumped all the way to 118. Came back down to 114. Still has some signs of life. So, yeah, LPT, I don't like that it fell and made a lower low. It could still get us a quick little pump here, touching off the 200 SMA. I could try to, we could say, hey, this is the new trend line. I feel weird, dishonest when I have to move a trend away. To me, I feel like it lost the trend there. Somewhat of an M, and this could potentially take a dump, man. And so watch it closely. Might even abandon the trade until it can show signs of strength. I mean, it's below the 21 now, curving down. The daily doesn't look the best with the moving averages. It's got a bearish div forming now too. See this? And I took that into account, but it was holding a nice trend line. Yeah. I'm not loving the look of this now, to be dead honest with everybody. Let me see the 22. I really don't like that it put in a lower low today. Or it's attempting to on the 22. It's like hugging it. It's like so... Wow, it's tough. I mean, it could really go either way. It's, wow. Gotta go with support or resistance at the end of the day. And if I do a strong, I mean, I'd kind of be like really hard about this trend line. And if it doesn't get back in, I'd cancel out that trade. If it gets back in, then there's a chance that we can still salvage the swing to the upside. So the fact that it's lost this trend has got me weary, you know, and that happened in the last 16 hours while I was asleep. So far, it has barely retested. All this is garbage in the small time frame. I mean, it has barely retested. It made some type of a complex head and shoulder, right? And then another one, the shoulder, head and shoulder there. I mean, just keeps showing signs of bearishness. Now it's in a symmetrical triangle. Which normally break down 68% of the time. Or they're 50-50, but I see them break down more than they break up. So look at this trend now. It is in a falling wedge technically and drop to the wedge. Shorts in the money now from, no. I'll be honest, watching price action right now is annoying. Anyone else feel the same way? I saw a triple top at 26,450 on the 15-minute last night, and because of your teachings, I started shorting. Still in the short. Thank you. God bless you, crypto stuff. You're the man, dude. That's awesome. When you join the Lifer 99 trading group, you receive the Lifer Vision trading course for $60. Yeah, I teach a course every single month. It's the last Saturday of every month, so it'll be coming up in about a few weeks from now. Gracias, maestro, for everything you do. Shout out to Crypto Bellico. God bless you, man. Tu habla español, man. Yo hablo español piquito. Yo estudio en la escuela para, 5 años. But it was 20 años atrás, or, 25 años atrás, But yo me gusta hablando español, We're looking at the same August lows. We need new September lows. New lows on the monthly. It breaks the symmetrical triangle, Sam. Very annoying, right? These normally don't, but let's see what happens. Now you're watching a symmetrical on Bitcoin. All right. Give us something to move on. Jason Simmons. God bless you, Jason. Boston. It is definitely a frustrating market. It is a setup for the weekend trap, trying to trap traders, of course. And let's go check out what Jamie has for us in store. Shout out to Jamie and the team. God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. As we do a deep dive now into the news. Shout out to everybody here. A shot of espresso, please. Let's talk about it. My name is Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer. Every single day I do the Crypto Lifer Show. We do a 3 to 5 minute news segment to keep you up to speed, keep you up to date, show you what's crack-a-lackin' inside of cryptocurrency, finance, and Web3. Let's break it down and talk about it right now. Here we go. A shot of espresso, please. Blockchain Scaler to offer third testnet integration. Blockchain scaling and privacy infrastructure company Espresso Systems will release its third testnet off the Espresso sequencer for the OP stack builders. The testnet name Cortado will include work from an optimism request for proposal, an OP RFP that aims to decentralize sequencers. Roll-up solutions today run their own sequencers that have their own execution environments. These sequencers are responsible for ordering transaction information that is then sent to a virtual machine. To ensure there's no single authority that orders these transactions, projects such as Espresso Systems are exploring ways to diversify the sequencers. The initial release will be locally hosted on a demo version of an OP stack rollup running on Espresso that enterprises can test. Yeah, we want to make it as uncentralized as possible inside of the decentralization, right? And what he's saying is, like, if the ZK rollups could be even divided out, then if there was an exploited one, it wouldn't get, brought into everything else too. So it's pretty amazing. Let's take a look. Bitcoin halving is nice, but kickstarting bull run requires fiat money supply growth. While bulls point to the next year's halving as a bull catalyst, any sizable uptrend is likely contingent on major central banks boosting their year-on-year M2 money supply growth. It shows that they're going to have to. More people wanting the dollar throughout the world and the dollar having to expand, and also with them raising the debt ceiling, it looks like they will have to print that money. The battered crypto market awaits Bitcoin's blockchain's fourth mining reward halving in April. Traders, however, should note that the previous halvings did not necessarily catalyze bull runs single-handedly. Macro likely also play a significant role, mainly in the form of abundant fiat liquidity conditions. I mean, and honestly, what they're saying is what I see on the DXY on the 2-week chart, right, in the bigger time frames. So, but, there are halving rewards that are bullish, and don't ignore M2 money growth. The magnitude of expected halving let-up trend has been up and will continue to be likely contingent on major central banks and the M2 money supply. And I'll teach you about M2. I'm going to talk to my team. We're going to give you a whole entire documentary, like a 10-minute one on M1, M2, what that means, where the money is. It's kind of like, because some money never makes it to the populace. It actually moves through bank systems, right? Some money is actually through, like, gigantic insurance funds and banking, basically pensions and stuff like that too. And there's ways to track money through the economy as whether it's an M1 or M2, form of money, and where that supply goes and how it affects the economy overall plays into speed. And we're going to be able to bring that to you. I'm going to sit down with my team today, actually, and bring that up. They're probably writing it down right now. Protocol Village, Binance enables deposits withdrawals for Ethereum on ZK Sync ERA. The latest in blockchain tech upgrades, funding announcements, and deals. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by trading, has completed the integration of Ethereum on the ZK Sync ERA network, according to a web host on Thursday. Deposits and withdrawals for Ethereum tokens are now open on the ZK Sync ERA network. So that should be way faster and easier. So you can send your Ethereum there, and it should just be a lot quicker and easier. All right. That's pretty good news. And the fact that Binance is, they're always implementing the best, and they're always going to continue to push. I mean, it's Binance, baby. With that being said, let's take a look at Bitcoin as the short finally bends to my knees and breaks to the downside. The symmetrical triangle, which normally 90% of the time in my mind, even though it's a 50-50 pattern, breaks down. The shoulder, the head, the shoulder, this shoulder, right? Finally dumped a little bit back to 830. But look, now we're trying to pump right back up again. And you got oversold. It is just chop city today. But we are slowly trending to the downside. Bearish retest after bearish retest. We have now bearishly retested the key support at 876 that we had bounced off of there and used it as a way to bounce up right there. But we have used that as a resistance now at 25876. I do see more downside for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at our 15-minute. It still suggests that we could get a move. The indicator's trying to give me a divergence now, which is crazy. One hour's attempting to be oversold and wants to bounce. Now it is. Look at that. Really weird price action today. I'm going to look at one other chart for a second. But even I'm going to bend down today is like, what the heck? Like, I'm not going to act like I know it all. Some days it's just, my edge is not there. Today's one of those days. One thing that we see going is we could pump up to the 200 SMA. We get above this point of control, we could easily pump all the way back to 29.5, right? That's something I can see happen because I've traded with the VRVP many times and it looks highly likely, all right? So that's something that could happen. Number two, are we, I haven't done this yet. Which has like descending triangle vibes. Technically has to be a descending triangle, right? I haven't looked at that yet. That would be a nasty dump on the 4-hour time frame. Measured move to 23,480. All right, something I just haven't seen before. Haven't talked about this. My brain hasn't even mentioned it yet. This is the falling wedge. We tried to break back inside of the pattern. We have yet to do that. We are bullishly retesting this area. But the second we break back inside here, all right, it's a wrap. We're like right at the precipice of this area. And Bitcoin is just flailing around like a... I mean, I can say the direction, I have been correct about the direction. There it goes, finally. Bang. And look, it wicked to 791 in a half a second. I've learned about these shorts. They go bling. You got to have limit orders because the shorts just... But that's what we were looking for, man, this whole time. The bearish retest and the short to the downside. I don't know why, I got timed out, but there you have it, all right? I hope some people took advantage of my knowledge and were able to take advantage of the trade, okay? Sam, what if it's a big head and shoulders on the 4? It could be. Super chats, ATROPA on Pulse Chain, BLZ. Going to sleep. You've to scoop some... I can't read the name because there's a bar on the name. Going to sleep. You got BB's face? Babe, how did they get your face? Is that my wife's face? My wife has an emoji? Hold up. Like, where is that? That's my wife right there? Dude, that's Crypto Wifer? That's hilarious. You guys made BB. Is that my... That's my wife, bro. It's so weird. It's so weird. My wife is an emoji? It's the strangest thing I've ever seen, man. You guys are funny, man. I love y'all. So she's going to sleep. I have to pick up some other kids. Okay, that's what she's saying. I'm looking. I'm like, what do I... I'm like, what is Scoop? Some Cora? I'm like, I got to buy this coin called the Cora. I'm like, what is it? All right, ATROPA on Pulse Chain and BLZ. All right, wow, ATROPA. And look at that nasty wick to the downside. I would just expect more downside. The 15-minute told us we were getting the dump. Tried to save us numerous times. I don't know what was going on there. And I got schooled of my own game, man. I got schooled of my own game on my own channel like a fool. Like a fool. I feel kind of soft right now, I'll be honest. But I have to shrug it off, otherwise it'll eat me alive. And I just can't, can't handle that. You ain't seen the Frankie emoji. Candle Mafia made an emoji of Frankie's face straight up cheese, and that's funny. We got lemon in the water. We got some funny ones, right? That was great. Thank you, Sam. All out of love, bro. Crypto Billy, we love you, man. There we go, baby. To the downside. Go. Right? It's funny. Look, it hit the exact target, too, of the measured move. See, remember that? So crazy. I guess I'm a little, hold on. A little too big there. So nuts. That was the trade right there. Just brah, brah. I do crypto trade and travel. Watching Sammy daily is my great entertainment. Respect, Sammy. Kurtiel Koi Samwai, Thailand. Cool, man. God bless you, brother. Can you get a Gensler emoji also like Frankie Candles? I don't think we want one of those, personally. I think it's funny, but I don't want that on I don't want to see that dude's face. I really don't. Personally, you know what I mean? God bless everybody, but I'm not trying to see that. No negative anything towards anyone. I'm not into it, though, His face. I don't want to see his face. If I don't have to, I don't want to see it, High Seal looks like it could be coming back here on KuCoin. Some KuCoin coins look interesting to me. Just something that looks like it's going to get a blast out. Moving average is starting to get tight again. It's interesting to me. Sammy, a fisher of men. Shout out to Crypto Billy, man. God bless you, brother. What is the number of your glasses? How weak are your eyes? Wow, Jesus. Do you want to know my band size of my underwear, dude? You're like, where does it stop? Do you want to know how big my right toenail is? For crying out loud. Do you want to know if I washed my belly button this morning? Because I did. Maybe I didn't, actually. I think I forgot. Dang it. I have to be honest. I would like to lie, though. I just can't. Can't be here. She got a smog and a wiper. So nice. That's a little personal. Just try to make y'all laugh, man. The key is to be out here, you know what I mean? Every single day, no matter what. And you guys represent, I represent, and together we make an amazing community. And that's the beauty. You know how many times there's people that have been lost in life, they find our community and they find a great place of acceptance and love. And that's the key, man. We had a great screen share last night, and that was just really apparent to me, right? It was really apparent to me how much positivity and love is important in everything we do, right? Bitcoin is acting like a stable coin at this point. Fall already. I know, right? Oh, I just closed my screen. I don't want it. Dang it. Can I undo that? No, it undo here. Yeah. BLZ is in a falling wedge, getting tight in the moving averages, tussling with the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. We take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour is oversold, an attempt to get another move to the upside with tight moving averages as well. And you got the 200 moving through price action. You got a low, you have a high, you have a higher low. Tells me that we could get another move to the upside. BLZ looking somewhat interesting. Look at our daily time frame. Daily wanted to dump on you. Look at our 22. 22 also curving down with some bearish divergence. So honestly, I would not trade the smaller time frame. I would heed this bearish div. And to me, it looks like it's going to break down I mean, watch it. Just watch it. Give it some time. If it consolidates, fine. Then you get a chance. But because these moving averages are getting so far apart, even if it gets one more, that's likely going to take you down. You got a strong bearish div, a very strong bearish div on the 22. I would not long a bearish div that strong. All right. Super chats, ATROPA on Pulse Chain. That's going to be hard to figure out and hard to grab. You guys, that's going to be a challenge for me. ATROPA, right? Okay. Yeah, and you would get it for DAI on Pulse, so we're already in the right spot. So there's the ATROPA address. It's pumping, or DAI USD is pumping. Not ATROPA. That's interesting. Let's go to Dex Screener real quick and see what's going on. ATROPA DAI. And you wanted ATROPA on Pulse Chain. All right, there it is. Wow, this thing is doing damage. Okay. So it dumped. That looks like a 786. Hey, let's see. Okay, in the abyss a little bit. But wow, in the last 5-6 days, this thing just won't stop. Pump from 2/10 of a penny all the way to a penny. So it's done a 5x. Interesting. A lot of buys coming in on this thing too. So there's still things to trade on Pulse Chain, on PulseX. You got to get your DAI on PulseX, and this thing is just out of control. I wouldn't go after it. I don't know what it is. I don't know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance when it comes to this coin. But wow, what a blast. It is approaching resistance. Likely somewhat of a pullback there, right? Slap on RSI and SS and just see what I'm looking at. Yeah, you're getting overbought on the 4 hour time frame. Looks like some type of pullback, but the thing is mean, right? So put your support and resistance levels that are key. And this thing likely going to kind of retrace maybe to one of these two. And that's a cup and handle to the upside. Looks like it could continue to the upside. Very bullish chart. I'll give you that. Just came out of nowhere in June. ATROPA. And this thing back in June was like, wow, 0.0009. So this thing is up huge. I mean, some people may have made some massive gains. You're talking 2,800%, even more than that at the lows, like 11,000. I feel like the very lows you're looking at like 100,000%. It was like 117,000. Like 11,798%, but I feel like it could have been more. Because if you got in at like the low, right. But still, anyway, I'm not going to stay on it too long. But anyway, it's 12 o'clock. I got to jump. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin one more time. Oh my gosh, it's going sideways where it's been all day. Amazing, right? I never thought it would do that. Oh my God, it went sideways the whole stream. I never thought Bitcoin would do that. Unbelievable. So what's my last take on BTC? Where do I see it going today? Well, it made the rising wedge. We talked about a bearish retest. We got it. It dropped, it dropped, it dropped. It has slowly now made a falling wedge to the downside. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. When they break down parabolically and pretty nasty. Okay. We're able to identify this symmetrical triangle before it broke to the downside. Now it pushed all the way right back up. Right. So if you're in a leverage trade today and you get into profits, they don't like that. So look, you made a short. So look, you made a nice short. Not today. You made a nice short. Oh, not today. You made a nice short. Oh, not today. You made a nice short. Oh, not today. Like, they're just relentlessly going after anyone who makes profit in this game today. So if you're not limiting in and out immediately, they're in minutes, in literally 3 minutes, they're giving and taking the gain away, right? So falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. You need a bullish divergence. You have it. And there's a chance that you start to break back up. I mean, it's weird. You have a low, you have a high. That's a higher low on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. And so, you know, you'd like to see lower lows, but you're battling. And we have looked at this like that weird cup and handle that's played out before. And if you get above this point of control, boom. So it's weird, but the 1 hour looks like we could get a move today to the upside after all the bearishness I fed. I got to take away what I just wrote. I have to delete this now. All right. But I'm looking at the 1 and I'm looking at the 4 and $15-minute still had legs, but it kind of got like brushed back up again, which is interesting. Like it looked like it was going to dump hard. And so it's like the 1 hour is attempting this retest. So to me, it's all about this. You stay above here. You get above this 200 SMA miraculously. And you retest 25.9 along with you. Along with you all the way, baby. But if you struggle and you go here and retest, I'm shorting down. So I'm not going to long till we hit 25.9 unless I'm scalping something small. And I'm not going to short unless I see us fall back inside this pattern and drop. Those levels are like 25.8, which I don't want to lose, and get back above 25, like 925. Otherwise, to me, we're in chop, and I don't want to trade the direction, right? So that's my last update for Bitcoin. That's kind of where I sit at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, September 8th, a beautiful day, the day my sister was born. I'm going to wish my sister a happy birthday right now, give her a phone call. May God bless each and every one of you. Let me make sure I did not miss a super chat easy, because I may have, and I want to make sure that I did not. Let's go to the fan funding, and let's also thank World Wide Web. You got to look at all the ATROP pairs. Also, theory of pegging DAI on Pulse Chain to $1. DAI has been pumping too. ATROP, thank you. Appreciate for putting that out there. Crypto Bellico, Worldwide 1873. Sniper Paul, we looked at BLZ, we looked at LPT. Can you look at Sol? We looked at Sol and UNFI. 1 hour bear flag, 50-minute bear. It did look like that, yes. And Worldwide, Lifer, love you, man. Please look into ATROPA on Pulse Chain. True, genuine DeFi being built if theories are correct. You don't have to look at it now. There's a lot to dig into. Trying to peg DAI theory, CAW, teddy bear, etc. Shout out to Worldwide 1873. Thank you so much. And shout out to the $47 in chat revenue, 356 likes, 428 people on the live stream now. Everyone, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream in the morning, and then our Saturday night live stream at 8 p.m. like we do every single Saturday. May God bless you all. Thank you for being here. All right. One last thing I want to say is we teach class every single weekend. All right, class will be this Sunday. It is $150. Jump on into class today. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. Lifer, Leverage Master Friend. Tapa, one of the best teachers in my entire school. Okay. And just dedication. Hit the QR code or the link below to enter into this class. It's $150, but you also get following up mentor sessions. Kind of watches you for 2 months. And, you know, pushes you to put in the work. You're going to have someone on you to see if you're really going to do what you want to be doing. You know what I mean? So it's almost like having a teacher, a mentor, and, you know, like a coach kind of on you. I think you can't get that anywhere else. So God bless everybody that does take the course. I learned a lot from it. You will learn a lot from it too as well. I gave you my Bitcoin ideas, 25, 9, 25. I'll take the long if we retest it. If we fall back in here, we take the short. Either way, it's chop, and I'm not touching it. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. One last shot at BOOKMAP. Suggests we go lower to 25,500, 25,400. And so BOOKMAP telling us that we will go to the downside. The bigger order is lower. So there you have it. And 25.4 would be where? The bottom of this channel right there, 25.5. That means we would drop in and get the short to the downside. There you have it. Our 4 hours overbought and pointing down, to me, it's most likely you dump down to the bottom of the channel. Shorts are most likely because you're below 25.9. If you get back above that key level of resistance that we've been nailing for the last 2-3 days, 4 days really, then things could change. And so it's one step at a time. And they know that too, so they've been playing with that area over and over again. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Watch your trades on this Friday. We have a lot of news coming out next week too, which has people kind of on airs. And so, you know, we're going to be looking at data, CPI, all that fun stuff yet again. And then we get into Fed meeting on the 20th. And they're not going to raise rates, it looks like that. But we'll get back into the CME watch tool and into the swing of things in September. So, everyone, thank you so much for your love. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for everything, and I'll see you on another live stream. I lost the trade today. It happens. You don't win every day. It's about how you manage your losses in life, because that's life, baby. Everyone, thank you so much. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live. Amen. Stay true. You can, you will, you are the best. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. I'll see you tomorrow.